What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. Some stocks are going crazy in the market right now. So in today's video, we're going to be going over the most important news right now, the best stocks to watch, and just overall what's happening in the market. So make sure you stick around to the end of today's video. We have a lot of great info and a ton of great plays. And towards the end of today's video, we have a $21 million trade to watch out for. So make sure you stick around to the end. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. But Tom, let's get right into it.
Yeah, the big news today is the big movement we saw out of AMD. This was an awesome move. They broke up above 107.50, the high of pre-market this morning, and just kept exploding to the upside, looking very nice. Ran all the way up to 110.33. That 110 level looks like it's going to be a pretty big level for AMD to pass above for tomorrow. But man, AMD, Tesla, NIO, and a couple other stocks really killed it today. But it seemed like overall the regular market ended up going down. You know, we had the SPY closing red, down 0.2%. The QQQ ended up closing right about even, but was definitely not looking the best today.
For sure. So, Tom, what are you thinking with AMD? I know some people are saying it's way overbought, and some people are looking to ride this momentum even higher.
You know, I think the momentum could keep going for a couple of days, but I think that the momentum has to stop soon. You know, it's definitely been on a tear. I love the company. I'm glad they broke out above $100. Who knows how high they could go? They might run up to 120 before this stops, but I could see it stopping after this week or maybe towards the end of this week. I really like the momentum, though. I think it could definitely continue for a couple more days, but maybe that 110 level will be that top resistance level that AMD might have some trouble getting above. I know that was pretty defined today up there around 110, and I know that that's a pretty big psychological level, but definitely look out for it the next couple of days, Mike. I think it'll be a pretty good stock, you know, for those quick type of momentum plays. And even if it's a play to the downside, I think it could end up being a pretty good play.
So I think this momentum is going to drop off very soon. I'm a huge fan of the industry, a huge fan of the sector, huge fan of the company, but I think it's way overbought right now. I think we're really going to see a pullback pretty soon. And some of these call premiums are so expensive. So even if it does continue up, there's a good chance that the call options won't even pop. Now, it depends on how much it goes up, and there's a lot of variables, but long story short, I think it's pretty overbought right now, and I really wouldn't be surprised if we saw a pullback in a couple days. If you guys disagree with me or agree with me, let me know in the comments down below. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts. Like I said, let me know if you like AMD for the short term or you don't like it. Let us know in the comments down below. But Tom, I know that there's a ton of huge earnings this week, like Uber, GM, Corsair, Baba, even DraftKings. What other stocks are you looking at?
Yeah, GM, there's the marijuana stocks at the end of the week too with CGC. I think those are going to be pretty interesting. I know that the marijuana sector has not done the best. LLY is coming up. Corsair is one of my favorite ones. CRSR all the way down here by support. This one is actually going to be having earnings tomorrow before open. I'll bring up the earnings chart really quick here. Tomorrow, we're going to have Alibaba before open, Corsair, British Petroleum, Conoco, Under Armour, LLY, even Nikola is reporting tomorrow, which is going to be pretty interesting. But overall, tomorrow's going to be a pretty big day. Wednesday, the biggest day, but tomorrow's pretty interesting. You know, after close, we have Energy Transfer, SKLZ, Activision. I know Oxy is pretty big, so lots of people are definitely going to be looking at these earnings as well. Not quite as big as last week with Apple, Tesla, Amazon, and all those other ones, but this week's definitely a pretty big week, and definitely look out tomorrow. I think Baba will be really interesting in the morning. You know, Baba has been really moving to the downside and did recover up nicely today, so maybe that's some good optimism heading into these earnings.
You know it. So I definitely have my eyes on Baba and Corsair, but I'm also really watching DraftKings on Friday. And then I also have my eyes on Penn and then Moderna. So mRNA is another stock that's pretty overbought in my opinion. Of course, anything can happen with earnings, but we're definitely in for an interesting week. And I'm very excited to see how DraftKings does. I love that company for the long term.
Yeah, me too. And then another stock that really caught my eyes today, I know that they didn't have earnings, but Tesla broke out above that $700 resistance today, running all the way up to like 726 at the high. I mean, that's a really good run for Tesla. I don't think a lot of people expected them to have this type of run. You know, I think a lot of people were really looking at Tesla and maybe a couple of these other stocks to go down, almost like with the tech sector. But it was really interesting to see the QQQ kind of falling off today, while Tesla and NIO were ripping to the upside. And man, Tesla early on was looking really nice. Like I said, hitting 727, 726.94, I should say, at those highs.
Awesome. So I know that the semiconductor industry has just been exploding. You look at stocks like AMD, Nvidia, and a bunch of other ones, and they're exploding up. And I heard that Google's getting into that market.
Yeah, Google announced today that they're actually going to be building their own smartphone processors called Google Tensor, according to CNBC. And this is going to power their new Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro phones. And that's a really good point, Mike. They've been relying on other companies to make these chips for a long time, using people like Qualcomm and Intel for their chips. And, we're seeing a lot of different companies like Apple and then Google starting to develop their own. They're really, instead of outsourcing that product, now it's an in-house type of deal. They can kind of make the tweaks that they want necessary, and they don't have to, be under like Intel's pricing or under Qualcomm's pricing. It's a really good thing, I think, that Google's doing this. But with that being said, though, Google is at such highs right now. I don't think anything could help their stock right now. They had those great earnings and popped up even more, but it just seems like some of these tech stocks, Mike, are getting so overextended. Like Google here on the Max Daily chart just looks crazy.
There we go. So let's get right into our Discord member of the day and then the momentum plays. With today's member of the day, we have Meow Meow. So huge shout out. Thank you so much for being a super positive member of the Discord chat. I know you're learning a lot. So just thank you so much for asking great questions. I know a lot of people learn a lot from when you ask questions, and thank you for being so positive. Tom and I really appreciate it. So huge shout out, Meow Meow. Thank you for everything you do. But Tom, let's get right into these momentum plays. And with the first one, we have Facebook to the downside.
Yep. And with Facebook, go ahead and make them fall below $350.50 for tomorrow. They had a pretty good sell-off at the end of the day.
You know it. And then with the next one, we have Visa. This one tanked off today.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with these credit card companies like Visa and MasterCard, but make Visa fall below 238.37 today, which was the low. But man, those credit card companies are getting crushed.
You know it. And with the last one, we have UPST to the upside.
Yeah, this one was one of those few stocks that actually did very, very well today. Make them break out above 134.25.
Sounds good. So we're watching Facebook and Visa for potential day trades to the downside tomorrow. Only if they break below the levels Tom listed. We are watching UPST for a potential day trade to the upside tomorrow. Only if it breaks above the level Tom listed. But I got in a swing on UPST a couple weeks ago, and we posted this in the premium portion of the StockedUp Discord. We're currently up around 50% on those UPST calls. So if you want to trade with Tom and myself every single day, you can click that first link in the description down below. You'll get access to daily options, swing trades, day trades, a bunch of custom bots, order flow bots, a ton of great stuff. It's that first link in the description down below. You can cancel at any time. And like I said, we're holding a UPST call trade that's currently up around 50%, and we have a lot of good plays in the works. So feel free to try it out. If you don't like it, you can cancel at any time. And it's that first link in the description down below. But let's get right into the $21 million trade for this week. We are looking at the AMD 110 strike calls that expire this Friday, August 6th. And overall, AMD is uptrending a lot, right? And that's awesome. But I'm seeing a lot of smart money getting into a lot of out of the money call positions that, don't have the best like delta values and theta values. So I really think the smart money is shorting these calls, and they want AMD below $110 by this Friday.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense, Mike. Even if AMD goes up tomorrow to 112.50, I think it could easily be below 110 by this Friday, especially with the way that we've been moving lately. I would actually look for a retest of like 105 or something like that over the next few days. But with AMD, I'm with you. I would say that they're shorting this $21 million by the end of the week. If they're longing that, then they would have to know something, I think, or they're just hoping for some crazy momentum. But with this type of move, I would think we see a little pullback. And, today at the end of the day, we saw the SPY and the QQQ start to really pull back. And, if we start to see the QQQ going down like in pre-market or something tomorrow, I think that'll give us a pretty good indication that maybe AMD hit a high around 110 yesterday.
There we go. So let's get right into the comments from the previous episode. With the first comment, we have Kevin saying, hey, do you see the flag pattern on NIO, the 5-day, 5-minute chart? What do you think? So let's take a look. NIO, he said the 5-day, 5-minute chart. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it broke out of that flag to the upside right now. Are you seeing any levels or patterns on this one, Tom?
Yeah, I'll say that there's a pretty good support level right here at $45. If we start to see NIO move back to the downside tomorrow, I think 45 will be a pretty good level to watch. As far as going to the upside, I actually really like NIO. It had a lot of momentum today. There is some resistance there right around I would say 47.35. You could even say 47, but there's definitely some overhead resistance. Watch out for that 45 support. I think that'll be a good level to watch for tomorrow, especially with the QQQ kind of falling off at the end of the day today. If we see stocks go down, definitely watch for 45. If we go up, then watch for a 47 resistance.
Sounds great. And then with the next comment, we have Outlaw saying, hey, Mike and Tom, what does technical analysis on SNDL and Palantir look like? They got SNDL at 78 cents, which is a pretty good level. And then he said, also, I want to rebuy Palantir. Thank you in advance. So I think the Palantir setup looks pretty solid, especially for the long term. And for the short term, it's not bad either. But looking at these two, SNDL is holding a pretty strong support right now, right around 81 cents. And they have a resistance level right around, you could say, 85 cents. Do you see anything else on this one?
Yeah, I think those are pretty good levels, Mike. It's hard to, really find anything else. I think 78 cents might be a good longer term level on SNDL, but 85 is definitely going to be a good resistance in the short term. I would say that the support around 81 cents in the short term seems pretty good too. So hopefully we can hold this. If not, then maybe we'll hold the 78 support. I think that looks like a pretty solid area, right around 78 cents, 80 cents.
Sounds good. And then I think Palantir looks pretty solid either way. They have a little bit of resistance right around $22.40, but even on the daily chart, I think it looks pretty good and it's holding support pretty well right now. And then we have Hernandez saying, can you guys look at Roku? I think it might dip more. So looking at Roku, it's down 1.5% today. So it looks like you're right so far. The next major support is until 400, and I can definitely see it falling more. I see that they have earnings, looks like in 2 days after market close. So it looks like we're seeing a pre-earnings dip, you can say. But I'm with you. I can definitely see it fall more. The next major support is around 400. Do you see anything else on this one?
400 is definitely going to be good in the short term. I would say with this one, I could see it going down though too. I just have to agree with you there. We do have those earnings, which are going to make it a little bit risky. We've seen some stocks go up on earnings, some stocks down this time. So obviously it's going to be mixed. All stocks are different. And just look out for Roku. They're right around that $400 support. If we hold that and we end up going back up, then you might have to change your position around. But if we end up breaking below 400, man, then I think we could really see a sell off.
All right, and then we have Tony saying, how do you guys feel about the Target 220 puts for September? So, Tom, I don't know if hell froze over today or what happened, but Target is red. Finally, it's red after however many months of just going green every single day. Target's finally red. So, Tony, I like the setup. The only thing is that, Target's around 257 right now. And if you get the 220 puts, you're pretty far out of the money. So I would really try to get closer to the money. Those options only have a 12% chance of expiring in the money. So ideally, if you could get maybe the 250 puts for September, or maybe even the 240 puts, I think that'll put you in a much better position.
Yeah, and it could work out if we see a big rise, or a big downfall on Target in the very short term. But if you have any type of consolidation or flat movement out of the stock, that option's really going to get killed. So definitely be careful. Like Mike said, you might want to roll that over to something closer, maybe 240, maybe 245, somewhere right around there, I think would be a little better. But just looking at it, there's a pretty good support on Target at 255. But man, we've been waiting for this drop for a long time. I'm really happy to see this. And man, I know that we've been holding a play from the premium plays for quite a while, looking for Target to start moving down. And man, I'm glad to see it down today. It was a pretty steep sell-off too. It wasn't just a regular, very small consolidation day. That was a pretty bad open ahead.
You know it. So, Tom, do you have any last minute stocks or anything you're watching for tomorrow?
Man, I'm still gonna have my eyes on NIO. I think that NIO and Tesla look so hot right now. Tesla seems like it could really come up tomorrow. I like playing NIO a little bit more. The options are a little bit easier to play, not quite as volatile as Tesla, but either way, I think both stocks could end up doing pretty well tomorrow. I love the way Tesla closed. I think NIO is looking pretty hot too. So definitely look out for those two. I really like them. And they're part of a great sector with being in the EV sector. I think they could do pretty good. Banks were looking really good early on today. I was seeing a lot of positive feedback, positive news about them, even, lots of analysts and stuff were talking about them. And then they just really fell off at the end of the day. So I would say watch for puts tomorrow. Watch possibly for VXX to go up too.
Good stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you want to trade with Tom and myself every single day, you can click that first link in the description down below. We have some pretty solid plays in the works. The UPST call play is up around 50%, and we have a lot of good plays in the works. Daily options, swing trades, day trades, a ton of custom bots. You can cancel at any time, and there's a great community that you can network with, share plays, ask questions. We have a great community. Definitely check it out. It's that first link in the description down below. You can cancel at any time. You get access to all the bots, and you can talk with Tom and I all day long. So definitely check it out. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. We post brand new videos every single day. But other than that, thanks for watching.